Styles P and Havoc.
We the illest, the realest, to touch these mics. If they feel us, they feel us. If not, then it's fuck they life. Get it live like Saturday night. They don't recognize a prophet, but a passerby mic. Niggas after my light, I shine that bright. I got fat while I was sitting on back like Frank White, nigga. In the booth, off the dome like my name was Jigger. In the booth, getting dome, nigga, I'm that nigga. I'm a quarter in now, niggas giving intel. That's the shit I disavow, that don't even sit well. Good niggas sitting down, cause them bitch niggas snitching. This is shit that's going round. Got a clip full of cures, tell on us, then it's yours. For sure, for sure. Had to cut some niggas off, they ain't even have balls. They was pushing to the core.
Smoking, catching a flashback. Probably looked at my cash app. Remember filling the job app. Now I'm at the head of the table with a mob at. Connected like Wi-Fi. Colorful life, it's the hippie without the tie-dye. Say hello to the bad guy. Old school, I'm mad high. Gun in the cab ride. Play the top of the high rise. Letting the bag fly. Ever cross me, then I'm letting the mag fly. Remember I ain't have shit, creating the havoc. Now I'm living gold and creating the havoc.
So this would be one of the reasons that, like that Marjorie Taylor Butch made Body Green, this is one of the reasons that she doesn't want PBS or Create or you know what I mean, NPR, all of that stuff. That's why, this is one of the reasons why she doesn't want them around. Like shows like America's Test Kitchen, because they have like a black and white women like cooking food together and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? Sharing ideas and just kind of getting to know each other. You know what I mean? Just all of that. They don't like seeing that. Because they, like in their eyes, this is my opinion. I think it's a pretty solid opinion. They don't like seeing white people interact with like black people and stuff like that. Just in general. I'm saying white people that are racist or that don't interact with a lot of black people in their lives, or they view or stereotype black people a certain way. You know what I mean? And that's why that's why they were so mad at the country when Barack was president twice. You know what I mean? That's what that whole dumbass slogan, "Make America Great," meant. Because they were mad that white people voted for a black president too. They feel betrayed. You know how we feel betrayed by black people that supported Trump? You know what I mean? Like us black people that supported Harris. You know how we're feeling some type of way because black and brown Trumpers supported him. That's how like the Republicans and them Trumpers or whatever, that's how they feel, like that same like betrayal feeling. They feel that way towards their white counterparts or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people supported Obama. So they feel betrayed by those white people that supported Obama. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. But this is the reason why. Back to my point. Listen.
So simple. Same thing. And
They're making burgers.
Satisfying.
America's Test Kitchen.
On medium high. And we're going to let these cook on this first side for about 3 minutes.
Okay. There's no oil in the pan.
No oil, no. That butter we added to our meat mixture, it's going to come out and help cook our patties. Bridget, it's been about 3 minutes. We can smell it. It's
Smelling great.
smelling good, so let's go ahead and flip.
Okay. Oh, that deep browning.
So good, yes. And then as they're cooking, you can see the butter coming out, doing that work that we needed it to do.
Wow, it's fantastic. You usually don't get that amount of browning on a turkey burger.
No.
You got to put it basically over a volcano to get that kind of browning. Just as impressive.
It's all in the mix.
Yeah.
So when we flip them over, we want to make sure that we...
You know what I mean? Like certain white people, like they don't want like black and white people like laughing together and like having a good time and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy that it's like that, right? But some people are like that, and that's crazy. And then when we bring that up or we point that out, they get mad. Those white people that I'm talking about, they get mad. And that's crazy. That's crazy that they get upset when we're just pointing something out. It's like you're the one doing the behavior. I'm just pointing it out, and you're getting upset. You know what I'm saying in general. But anyways, all right, y'all. Just wanted to point that out. You know what I mean? Or can you see where I'm coming from? All right, y'all. Back to the episode. Yeah, they're making turkey burgers, though. Watching this America's Test Kitchen. Well, I was watching the Cleveland and Miami game. It's a blowout. Cleveland was up by like 30 points in the first quarter. So I turned that off for a minute. And then I'm probably just going to wait for the second game to come on. That'll probably be a better game. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Back to this episode.
Give this a good little stir just to make sure everything is combined. And then the last.
What were you saying, baby, about that? Because you went over.
I went over to my daughter's because her and her friends all lost their jobs yesterday.
It was crazy the insight you can get just to.
Yeah. And one girl, got her direct deposit and then paid her rent right away. So at least she didn't have to worry about coming up with that money. But they were also promised $7,000 at the end of their program. And that's not there now.
Exactly.
The school money that they were promised that they worked for is gone. So Doge, even though that money was already given to them as a grant, it was taken back.
That is some straight up bullshit. I'd be so pissed. Because now your daughter has to. Do you want to kind of tell people probably
Yeah, she worked for the company the thing is AmeriCorps. They're national, and they provide community services. She worked for Public Allies, which is part of AmeriCorps. Mm-hmm. And she worked at Habitat for Humanity, so...
Mine's one of the goods. Good job.
So, and AmeriCorps funding was just taken away.
Trump and Eli.
So, people that, drug counseling, teenage pregnancy counseling, all those... types of things have volunteers.
The pre-release and the halfway houses and you said, the AODA programs and all that stuff for people to go to when they get out of prison, those are getting cut.
So they were all kind of sitting around like, what am I going to do? And a lot of them did it for the school money.
Exactly.
So they weren't told that money was gone, but they were told, your check tomorrow is your last check. Leave immediately. Because we can't pay you. We have enough money to pay you your check tomorrow.
And that's tell them about the bullshit they offer, we'll let you stay through the...
Oh, so then, so Habitat then offered, first they offered her $10 an hour.
$10 an hour,
and she was like,
more than that DoorDash and shit.
Right, and then she was like, no. They're like, what about 15? She was like,
a little better, but still
not a livable wage.
20? Maybe we can talk. But it was only till July.
It was only till July.
So it's
only 2 more months.
What's that? It amounts to a few more paychecks?
Right, that's not going to do anything.
And like you said, thank God your daughter she saved money and been smart with her money.
But she saved money for school.
Right.
To get her master's, to pay for it, so she didn't have to take student loans. She was trying to reduce her student loan debt.
Mm-hmm.
But now she'll have to dip into that.
And like you said, some of her friends don't.
Her friends don't. Most of them.
You said one of the girls was talking about she was going to pay rent for...
She paid her rent for 2 months.
Smart.
So that at least she didn't have to worry about that. But yeah, it's fucked up. Fucked up. Joey, what are you doing to my shoe? Who said you could eat my shoe? Please.
Yep, and Charlie is no longer with us, y'all. We put Charlie down. I wasn't gonna really bring it up. I was gonna let Michelle do it, kind of, but I was just like, we gotta say something because Charlie's like part of my morning when y'all know when I start the episode out and I take Charlie out and stuff like that, and so, you know what I mean? So I was just like, we can't just like, people are gonna be wondering, you know what I mean? Even if people don't really they're not all into our pets, obviously, and stuff, but they hear it, Charlie, Chewy, Marley. So we just all of a sudden stop talking about, dude. People do wonder that, because when you're doing radio and people are listening to you, they pay attention to what you're saying. That's kind of how they get to know you, by what you're saying, because that's the only gauge they have to go by. So we just all abruptly stop talking about Charlie. It's just always Chewy and Marley and be like, what happened to that dog? Oh, I remember them saying he was old. So anyways, Michelle will tell you.
Oh. I mean, he just was getting up there and
14.
Was having some health issues, and I just didn't want him to decline and suffer, and that's just not really, like, you have to look at, like, a quality of life.
For sure, yeah, I feel like it was being kind of selfish of us to, like, because I even said yesterday before, like, Michelle's going to take him, I was like, can we just enjoy the rest of the summer with him? It's just like, and then I had to think, I'm like, oh, you're being kind of selfish. And like, your pet can tell you, hey, Mom, my mouth hurts, or hey, my stomach hurts, or hey, whatever, you know what I mean? They just got to kind of suffer in silence. And I guess I was feeling better when that lady, I ran into that lady one day when I was walking Charlotte. She was like, yeah, I have friends that have pugs, and they live to be like 17. So it kind of gave me a little, you know,
right?
Like, oh,
some
okay,
do, yeah.
Maybe, you know, and then
some only live till 12. You know, it just depends. And it's not. I mean, some of them it's their weight. Some of them it's breathing issues.
Yeah, bugs have breathing.
It's a difficult breed because you have to keep their weight down.
Yeah.
But they can't overly exercise because they have trouble breathing.
Yeah.
Like, Chew's got really tiny nostrils.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to keep him lean.
Yeah.
And Charlie's had, like, a back issue, too. They said yesterday it felt kind of like a herniated disc, like, without doing imaging. Which they weren't trying to sell me on. But they were like, without doing all that testing, like, we just wouldn't know. But, like, if his back went out, he would have been dead in the water. Like, he wouldn't have been
just
able...
flailing around like a fish. We would have had to carry him everywhere.
Yes, he would not have been able to walk at all.
And from the 5th floor on, like, that would have been...
So, it was just better to do that before...
Now we know how Maria feels. Shout out Roman Records. We know what you're going through, Maria. She lost her dog, Blue. Because that was Michelle. Because Michelle's had to put other pets down before. But I asked her, I was like, out of all the pets you've had,
that was the hardest.
Charlie was like when I started coming around, like, I just saw I've never seen a dog love a human being as much as that. I'm serious. From the second I started coming around, he was just like attached to you. You get up, move 2 feet, he's right there. You know, like he loved the shit out of me, but he loved Michelle. And he was so loyal to her, and just like that was her dog. Because like she's had other, like her daughter had like a cat, and like she would get, you know, pets for the kids and all that kind of stuff, but like Charlie was hers.
Yeah.
You know
like
what I mean?
I got him for me. So, but he was also my exit strategy.
Yeah, I was telling the people.
So I don't know what I'm going to do because.
I was telling the people. I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
Oh, I always say, like, oh, I've got to go because, like, the dog's probably freaking out that I'm not home.
Yeah, I was going to say that when Michelle started coming over, like, when we first started dating, I knew right then, I was like, God, because she would, like, get up and go drive home. Now, keep in mind, this was when she was in Glendale and I'm in Milwaukee. She would drive there early in the morning just to let him out and feed him and stuff and make sure. I was like, that's, you know, those are all signs right there. I'm like, man, she loves the shit out that dog. I mean, obviously you don't want your dog peeing all over and stuff, obviously, but just it was more of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go home and let him out and feed him. So right then I was like, wow. And then when I started coming around, I was just seeing how attached she was to her. So it was sad.
Yeah.
And Michelle's easier. She's easier tucking her emotions and like suffering inside or being sad inside. But she teared up a little yesterday. Michelle don't cry that much.
No.
I actually cry more than her. Ain't ashamed to say it, you know what I mean? But she was tearing up yesterday. So, yeah, but, you know, it just sucks.
Even when I was, like, saying goodbye to him, like, my eyes were watering up, but, like, I wasn't like, I can't cry like that. I was almost
you always like crying
myself.
inside.
I guess, yeah.
Them.
I was, like, forcing myself to like,
because you knew
produce
it was like,
tears.
Like, I'm supposed to feel a certain way here.
I mean, I felt
it,
but like the physical,
the actual physical tears weren't coming out, but they were. A couple times yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
But like I'm not like I can't do that.
Charlie had Michelle gave him a nickname. His name was Charlie P. Murphy.
Yeah.
Named him after Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother. So rest in peace, Charlie, the OG. We love you, man. We'll see you on the other side when it's our turn. Hopefully not for a long time, but we'll check in with you when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
And Chewy and Marley, you know, they're going to hold it down for you. And that's it. Love you, Charlie.
And Chewy now jumped from the chair across the room onto the bed this morning, and I was like, okay, so we're going to have to keep the chair, like, further away.
Yeah, Chewy, our 1-year-old boy, he's a little over a year now. He's a little athlete. Mm-hmm. He brings so much joy to our life, though. So, yeah, just wanted to share that, y'all. Just, you know what I mean? For who cares or who don't, but we all, you know, if you have pets, like, we're all going to have to experience that. So,
yeah.
Like, I have a cat. She's 12, so I'm going to have to go through that probably the next couple of years with her.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all.
Enough doom and gloom.
Yep, let's get back to this episode.
So, yeah, y'all. So now I'm just frying up some turkey for Chewy. We'll be making this food, just ground turkey, green beans, and a little bit of rice. And that's it. Well, obviously don't put any kind of seasoning in it, you know. That's not good for pets. But yeah, you know what I mean? A little sad about Charlie, but you know, what are you gonna do? He's in doggy heaven right now, so yeah. Alright, y'all, but yeah. We're gonna go out and run a few errands. Yeah, shout out my mom. Love you, Mom. We caught up with my mother yesterday. We went and grabbed some coffee. Well, I had a hot cocoa. And then my mom and Michelle had some coffee and stuff like that. Yeah, and we just caught up, chatted it up. Yeah. And that's about it. So we're going to get back to this episode, y'all. Enjoy the music, the clips, and the content as always. Oh, and shout out, you know Wonder Bread, right? They make honey buns now, y'all. So I stopped at the Metro Market, or Pick and Save, whatever it is, in Glendale, the one on Port and Green Tree. They got Wonder glazed honey buns, y'all. So the Wonder Bread Company, they got honey buns now, y'all. Yep. 6 of them.
Hear 'em? Yep. I should have grabbed 2 boxes. Yep. So I'm going to enjoy those later. And, yeah, just going to have another more cup of coffee and finish cooking this food up for Chewy. And that's it. All right, y'all. Back to this episode. Pick and Save or Metro Market. I mean, one in Glendale, up Greentree. Grab a few things in here. Let's see. I think I'll just get a card. If they have any. I mean, baskets. Baskets. They don't do baskets here anymore. So you like have to grab a card, I guess. I don't need a card, I just want a basket. Oh well, don't sweat the small stuff. Yep. Let me just grab a few things here.
Take the eggs, it ain't broke. Butter. Oh, shit. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to grab a little cart. But they don't have baskets. And then the cards, they don't even have like the smaller cards. They're all big ones. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I guess baskets aren't a thing anymore. This one at least. Foil, you can't go cheap on foil either, I'm realizing. I love that song. All right, y'all, I'm going to get back to this shopping.
TUE, a Wisconsin-based company, has been implicated in controversies regarding forced prison labor abroad. Investigations revealed that a supplier, Shanghai Select Safety Products, subcontracted work with Krishan Prison in China, where inmates were allegedly forced to produce Milwaukee Tool branded gloves under harsh conditions for minimum pay. In response, U.S. Customs and Border Protection issued a withhold release order in April 2024, detaining imports of gloves made by Shanghai Select due to indications of convict labor. Milwaukee Tool has stated it found no evidence of forced labor within its supply chain. Belagosa cheese. Wisconsin-based cheese manufacturer has been associated with prison labor through its sourcing of milk. Reports indicate that surplus raw milk from a Wisconsin prison dairy was sold to Belgioso, integrating prison labor into its supply chain. The use of prison labor raises significant ethical and legal questions. While proponents argue it provides inmates with work experience and offsets incarceration costs, critics highlight concerns over low wages, lack of labor rights, and potential exploitation. In Wisconsin, the debate continues with calls for increased transparency and reforms to ensure fair labor practices within correctional facilities and among private companies benefiting from inmate labor.
Take TUE out. TUE gets all the attention now. Got some, We got some clothes in the laundry. So what I like to do sometimes, y'all, you know, since they're community washing machines and everyone's using them, I like, I'll throw like a load of whites in both the machines, and then put like bleach and laundry soap in there. But I only put a few things in there, so the washing machine really gets washed good with the bleach and the soap. So I did that, so I got 2 of those loads going on with bleach in there. So
What'd you wash? All the dog toys?
2 of them.
Okay.
The 2 that I saw laying out. Yeah, so we threw a couple of his dog toys in there too. Wash them out real good. Just imagine the amount of germs and things pick up. So, yeah, so we're about to just go on out and get some of this nice weather. I think it's about 70, and they got the heater on out here. Oh, yeah, this is nice, y'all. Oh, yeah, this is perfect.
It was supposed to get cold.
That's what I was saying, like, and I'm not hating on weather people at all, but, like, in today's world, do we really need weather people? You know, like on the local news? Because, like, a lot of times they'll do the news, they'll do the weather before they even talk about any local news.
Well, and you know what they do? They do the weather for like 2 seconds, and they're like, coming up later.
Right.
Just do it.
And then, yeah, it's like, all like this, like, man, ain't nobody anticipate, just do the weather. Because I can just click on my phone and see the weather.
Right.
I do not need to watch the newscast.
Yeah, they said it was going to, like, get down into the 50s. This afternoon, I don't see it.
This feels like high 60s.
Yeah.
With a little bit of wind. We're trying to get Chewy how to learn how to, you know,
walk. Because
all this is still new to him. So, like, the cord isn't long enough. And this cord is what, about a 10-foot cord? Maybe a little longer?
Oh, yeah, like 30.
Yep. So he's always like coming up to the end of the rope, and then he doesn't ever just stop and just like analyze and sniff stuff. And they said like the equivalent when a dog is walking and they're stopping and sniffing things, they say that's the equivalent of us like scrolling on our phones and stuff, or stopping and like reading a post or something. You know what I mean? Hi.
Hi.
Come on, Chewy. They're not interested. You can tell some people are dog people. Hi. Yeah, but no, what I was saying, I'd be cool if they just had like an all-time weather channel. You know they have the weather channel?
Yeah.
Like, and if you wanted to get your weather, you just go on there. Same thing for commercials. I'd be cool with them having an all-commercial channel. You know what I mean? If you want to watch commercials, there's a channel for it. And do you notice how every time you turn on something, it don't matter. It could be on TV, it could be on YouTube. Anytime you turn something on, there's going to be, like, if you're turning on a TV show or something, there's going to be a commercial.
Yeah, it always happens.
Always, when you turn, whatever it is.
Or
like,
the show has 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and then you're like, damn, I got 3 minutes to wait. So it's like something new comes on, and that'll be seeming like it's the longest 3 minutes forever.
Yeah. See, we can totally walk to Fresh Time.
Yeah. You want to turn back around now? Let him. I think he's doing it.
It smells so nice out here with all these flowers.
It does. Come on, Bubba. Come on. So, yeah, but we're just taking a little walk. Bucks play at 5 today.
That's nice.
I'm going to go on and assume, like, I have a sneaky suspicion they're going to win this game. Right when you don't think they're going to, it's just like, oh, they're down 3-1, season's over. I could see them win. Come on, Chewy. I could see them winning today. I don't want to sound like a downer, but I'd almost rather them just go on and just lose and be done with the season. You know what I mean? Because you're just prolonging what's inevitable. You know summer's about to come and stuff like that. We hear all those birds.
Yeah. It's so peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
So peaceful. I wonder, like, if nobody lives here or if it's for
I don't
sale.
ever see anyone, like...
They haven't had their blinds open. Not that I'm a peeper, but
right.
They haven't had their blinds open.
Come on, Chewy.
And, like, since last year. Levitt responded, this is a hostile political act by Amazon.
Wait, say that again, baby?
The reporter asked her, Amazon will soon display a number next to the price of each product that shows how much Trump tariffs are adding. Isn't that a perfect demonstration that it's the American consumer who's paying for these policies? And she responded, this is a hostile political act by Amazon.
Wow.
Oh my God, then somebody commented. Democrats continue to not understand that tariffs are used for negotiation. Then somebody said Amazon should also have a Made in USA filter. I'm so sick of how long it takes to get through all the cheap China crap before I find a quality item. So Trump is losing his billionaire friends and is bringing out the tried and tested it's a witch hunt maneuver.
Oh, he's bringing that back up?
Yeah.
That term? I heard they're arguing. There's a lot of infighting going on, too.
Let's see.
Shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who's going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this, since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
Look, I will not speak to the president's relationships with Jeff Bezos, but I will tell you that this is certainly a hostile and political action by Amazon and Secretary Biden.
Oh my God. So full of shit.
Right. It's all fine till you start fucking with those billionaires' monies.
Exactly. That's what I was saying, yeah. When the billionaires start losing billions,
they were just like, whoa.
They're like, hold
you're
up, old ass
fucking with my
man,
business
dog.
now. Like
That's their livelihood. Just like we down here, the lower man, the little guy, we complain about our livelihoods and all that, and they don't really understand that. it's the same thing. It's on a huger scale. They got tons of more money. But when they start losing billions, that hurts them. I don't care how many billions you have. When you're losing billions, because it's not easy to recoup billions of dollars, I'm going to assume. I don't care how you're making it. You know what I mean? And they're sounding, even like that, what was that, David Polsky guy, or whatever, the owner of the Barstool Sports guy.
Oh.
He's a Trump supporter.
Portney.
Yeah, David Portney.
No,
he was saying how he had lost like $7 million or something. It was like in a real short amount of time and shit, and I'm like, dude, like, you gotta be feeling that. And even for someone like him, see, that's the thing, like, they gotta be saying to themselves, like, damn, man, like, all they would have had to do is just vote for Kamala. They still have everything that they were even worried about. Like, that's one of my questions to the Trump supporters that wouldn't support Harris. Like, why couldn't you? What really was it? It's only one of a few reasons, or a combination, or whatever. It's either because she was black, or brown, or whatever. Whatever. People are calling her, or whatever. She's black, but a brown woman.
Non-white.
Non-white. We'll just say that. So it's either because of that. I guess I'm speaking to white people right now specifically. So you either didn't pull the trigger on her because of that, or it's because she was a woman in general. Because you're a man and you don't respect women that enough to where you think she could lead the country. Because that's what the other thing was going around. Like, they were like, well, I don't think she's tough. Not like, well, since when did presidents fight?
Right.
Presidents don't fight with each other, like literally physically fight. So why does she need to be tough? You know what I mean? So that kind of got to me. So it was either that or, so economically, what was it? She wasn't going to she wasn't going to come and start taking your businesses or your cars away. She wasn't about to start tariffing the shit out of stuff. She wasn't talking about anything. She wasn't going to take your guns. Because she even said, remember when they're like, oh, she's coming for your guns. She was like, yo, I'm a gun owner too.
Right.
And then when she said that, people still didn't believe her. They thought she was just saying that. Why couldn't you accept what she said? Why couldn't you believe that? See, stuff like that. Why couldn't you take her word when she was like, no, I'm a gun owner. I'm not taking your guns. She said that multiple times. Why didn't you believe that?
Right.
Why? There's a reason why you couldn't accept her answer, but you'll believe all the bullshit lies Trump was just, that whole campaign, he was just up there lying. Every other word coming out of his mouth was a lie.
And if you fact check, then that's fake news.
Right, that's the other thing. If we start challenging, you're like, yo, that was some bullshit what he said, that's a lie. And then they're like, oh, you're fear. That's when they start throwing the fear-mongering stuff on us. We're radical and all that shit. What all is that? That was bothering the shit out of me.
So
when you're getting labeled radical, because we care about people.
Right.
What the hell is radical about that?
I would like to know how Tory feels.
Man, that guy's an idiot.
What's your explanation as to why getting rid of all these programs is okay? Because it's modern day redlining.
Yeah.
So how are you okay with that when you're for the people? And when people ask him that, then he just avoids the, just answer the question. If you truly feel that people don't deserve services, then just say that.
He should be right. He should be, because he supported all this bullshit that Trump's doing.
Right.
The mass
and still supports it because he's just like, well. But so what if a family called you and said, Tori, we had these services and now they're cut off And now we're in trouble right now. Like, we need your help.
He wouldn't even know how to answer it.
You'd be like, well, get yourself a job.
He's a political dummy.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
he should literally just stick to, like, the local advocacy stuff, like finding missing women.
Just find missing kids.
Just stick to that.
Break up the fights.
Yeah,
do what you started doing.
Because but that's what he does. Like, when someone calls up and disagrees with him, he'll start talking over them.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can't hear the caller. You can't even hear what they're even saying. You know what I mean? It's like he gets upset that you don't feel the way he does. And then with him too, like, what bothers me is like, dude, we want people to come out to these little cleanups and all this walk to Chicago bullshit and all that stuff. But then it's too good to go to a meeting. He's always saying how I don't do meetings. That says a lot. It's not about you. You know what I mean? And where is your plan? Dude's talking about, I got this plan. I know what the city needs. Well, why ain't you? Where's your plan at? Oh, I don't want nobody taking it. Don't nobody want that shit because it ain't no good. And anything that he says don't even hold no water. You're out like with the Joel Acevedo family. I don't know if y'all familiar with that case where that white cop killed dude and shit. They were having a party. But anyways, like that Tory, he was supporting Joel Acevedo's family. They would call into his show and stuff like that and shit. They're Latin.
Right.
You're sitting there fighting for their family, but in reality, you want Latino people kicked out the country. Because that was one of the main things he went and voted for Trump. Because Trump wanted people out the country. That southern border ain't affecting you, man. And how do you feel about the lead laterals and shit? How do you feel about them cutting all the grant money and all that shit? You're always crying about the lead laterals and all the
lead in the schools
and all that stuff where they're cutting money.
And look at how, so.
How do you feel about that?
Like, he has been all about, like, we need to fix the schools for these kids. Well, now they had grant money.
Right, and they're taking it.
And it's gone.
So
and the government has said, we can't help you.
Are you going to call Trump out for that, or are you just going to talk about relationships on your show? That's the other reason why he don't talk about this stuff, because he knows it's bullshit. Mm-hmm. He knows it's bullshit. And then he gets upset when people call him out. Dude, because you don't know what you're talking about. Like, he contradicts himself like every other word. It's just like, yeah, that guy, like, dude's so irritating. It's just sad to see somebody be like that. Because if you didn't know him, if you didn't know that he was a Trump supporter, and you just turned on his show for the first time ever, and you didn't know anything, right? And he was talking about, doing this and doing that, blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't think he was a Trump supporter. Helping, find missing kids and women and wanting to fight for kids and all that. And you want the lead out the water. You want the schools to be better and all that. You know what I mean? That's why when he said he was a Trump supporter, that shit fucked me up. I think people feel like stabbed in the back. Mm-hmm. When it comes to him. It's just like almost like, it's just like, what, dude? And then he just doesn't even just know basic one-on-ones about like how government works. Like he'll bitch and complain about Chevy and them, saying how they're, the city's horrible under their leadership or whatever. But then, if you're gonna blame them for stuff, then you gotta blame Madison and the Republicans who can change gun laws, who can send money down here to help with the lead laterals. Trump said he ain't sending us no money. But you're supporting that? But you're so into the schools and shit like that.
Right.
It just don't make sense, like, it just don't make no sense. So, yeah, they're frustrated. Yeah, I don't even listen to that show. But I heard people were going at him on Facebook or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your week. And until the next one, peace. Some random Paul Mooney clips here, y'all. We'll play about 2 minutes.
He was here when I came here. I can drop dead right now. I have nothing to do with the race problems in America. And they try to make me, oh, it's him, not Mooney, it's him. It's him. No, it's not fucking me.
I got some food and I'm about to go pull out the oven. I'll be back.
And the ones of you that are smart, you'll clap and you'll say things and keep your passion. But you little Jim Jones, Kool-Aid drinking motherfuckers ain't gonna do nothing. They're not taking my passion to me. I don't. There's not enough money. It's not enough. They're not taking my fucking passion to who I am. Fuck that. I'm keeping my passion. I'm keeping my blackness. No, I can't let go. Sorry, kids. I cannot let go. I just can't. I can't let they come. Oh, now, Paul. You're brilliant. You're a genius. But the racial stuff. Paul. But no, it's here, and it's going to be here, and it's not going nowhere. Just like they asked me about the word nigga. All of it's so stupid. Nigga. What is it, nigga? Because, look, I've been a nigga for a very long time. When it was important, nobody said nothing. All you punk motherfuckers didn't defend nigga. You kept quiet. They were scared. Now it don't mean shit. Everybody has something to say about it, because it don't mean a goddamn thing. Don't lie, no nigga. Don't you call me no nigga. You know, all that old bullshit now that doesn't mean anything. Everybody has something to say. The rappers say this, they shouldn't say, you shouldn't say. I have been called it enough. I'll say it any fucking time I feel like it. Anytime I feel like saying nigga, I'll say it. Nigga. It offends people, but good. They should be offended.
I think if anybody's afraid of Paul Mooney, good. Stay afraid, because it means you're shut down and fucked up and closed off and you have no soul. I wouldn't try to coerce anybody into loving Paul Mooney or me. Either you get with the program and you get on board, or you're fucked.
No. And Hollywood is funny.
Music interlude, y'all. This is Michael Franks. He's a jazz artist, you know what I'm saying? From like the 70s.
Daddy plays the ashtray. Baby starts to cry. Lady wants to know reason why. Daddy's just like Coltrane. Baby's just like Miles. Lady's just like heaven when she smiles. Lady wants to know. She wants to know the reason. Got to know the reason why. This man has got to go. This man is always leaving. How he hates to say